Hey guys, well, today I'm just kind of taking it easy. Last night was really rough. I'm glad I had the medicine because I hate to think what it would have been like without it. By 8 o'clock last night, it was probably from all the walking and hobbling I had to do during the day yesterday that really aggravated it. It was swollen up like a sausage. I mean, couldn't even touch it, just like needles everywhere. It's terrible. It's just as bad as the first time. It hadn't been that bad in years. So, just trying to stay off it today, doing a little bit of work around here because of the roof, which has started leaking again. Hasn't even started raining yet. It's just there's so much water up there now ponding because of that new lip. It doesn't drain much at all. It's probably 25 gallons sitting up there, so it's like a swimming pool. And any little leak, it's going to pressure itself in. So I've got drips starting again. I'm talking to the roofer, seeing what the options are, but obviously these, whack-a-mole fixes, they don't work. So it's going to be expensive. That's all I know. He's working up some quotes, getting some ideas. He suggested, well, maybe just putting a tarp up there. But, that's why I said in the beginning, I wouldn't be surprised if we just have to replace it. Would have been another $1,000 ahead. The only good part is I got some of the main roof reshingled, but I'm thinking all the work that's been done on this was for absolutely nothing. I pumped about 2,200 into it so far between the three roofers. That's a real good chunk of what it would have cost to replace it, but I didn't know. I'm not a roofer, so it's not like I could have done it any differently. But I need to get it fixed because it's getting worse. And this one here, this panel is like collecting water. I can squeeze it like a zit. It's hard with one hand. But it doesn't stop. It hasn't rained in a week. It's going to be pouring here within an hour. There is a huge storm just off the coast blowing right in. And this will be a good test of this latest fix. I don't expect it to really speed up. I really hope it doesn't, because I'm going to be in trouble if it does. I think that edge is going to fix the big leak that we had. This is, it's half new and it's half not. It's not new because it's the original seams there that the last two guys said they fixed didn't. But it's also because there's now twice as much ponding water up there because of the new lip. So, this is just a problem from the other fixes, basically. It's getting it's beyond frustrating. Now it's just, dude, come on. I need a solution at this point. Tell me how to fix it. I need it fixed. It's not about, saving money. It's just, I need it fixed. I can't have guesses anymore, and I can't have, well, let's try this and wait a week. And no, it just, I'm ready to take everything out of this room and tear the damn thing down to the slab. It's almost to that point. I'm afraid that if we get a real bad rain and it really starts opening up, I'm going to have to be doing that in an awful hurry anyway to save everything that's in this room. It's at that point. It's just not good. But yeah, asked him for options. Still waiting on him to get back to me there. I just fixed a little problem in the sub, and it has to do with its either manufacturing, design, or both. I was watching, what was it? The last Batman movie, Dark Knight Returns, I think it is. Anyway, there were a couple scenes where it was making a funny, almost like a rattling sound. At first I thought it was chuffing. And that's where the air coming out of the back port can kind of make a weird noise, not just, bass. But it wasn't that. And at first I thought it was maybe something rattling in the wall, because it sounds like some vibrations. And this room has a ton of vibrations. For example, my front windows are between about 70 and 75 hertz. The internal springs of the frame vibrate. So I get the a little bit of a noise. There's nothing I can do about it. It's not the glass rattling. It's not the metal rattling. It's not the walls. It's inside the window assemblies. There's nothing I can do to prevent it. It sucks. And, you know, I get a little bit of rattling from the air ducts. This is the return vent, and it goes straight up the wall and then makes a 90 over the garage. And the feed one is right over the center of the room here, and then drops down here, and then keeps on going. And, you know, there's certain things in the walls at very specific frequencies that'll rattle. There's nothing I can do about that. But this one, it was very directional, and I could tell that it was coming from like here. So I narrowed it down to the actual sub. And when I was into car audio, I had that problem where the lead wires going from the terminals on the driver down to the cone would sometimes hit the cage or hit the driver if it was excursion. Excursion? Yeah, that's the right word. Too much. So what I did is I took off the amplifier off the back, took it out. It was just a whole bunch of screws going around. This whole thing comes out, and it's just a small solid state amplifier and crossover and all that. And then it's mostly just empty space. And surprisingly, it was pretty good. They had decent bracing in there, and they've got some acoustic padding. And the driver looks pretty darn good. They had two big solid leads, and I couldn't see anything making contact. But what I did find was a control wire on the amplifier itself. It was like a little IDE cable, and it was kind of loose. I mean, it wasn't tied down or anything. There was a zip tie because it was a bundle, and it was holding them together. And it could move a little bit, and it was the zip tie itself was contacting one of the big heat sinks, which was an aluminum fin, so it was making like a ting, 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 ting little noise. And, I mean, you could move it. So what I did is I just took some double-sided tape and taped everything secure. And poof, no more rattle. So that was easy. Well, here comes the test. I am right in the middle there, under the R in Newport Richey. The R in Richey, that's basically where my house is. Right near the water there. That big old color cloud is heavy, heavy rains. We get these fronts that come in over the sea breeze, and for the first couple miles right over land, we have a counteracting wind, so they build up into a literal wall of water sometimes, where the air just hits each other. They sit there, and that's where we get all the tornadoes and the water spouts and all that good stuff. And it's fairly regular during the summer, kind of odd during the winter, but this is from that huge low pressure cold front coming down from the north. This is what's obliterating Georgia right now. You know, we're still warm. We're probably about, I don't know, does it show? It feels like it's about 71. So this will be a test of the new lip on the roof at least. Oh, please at least hold. Roofer said he is going to come by on Saturday, and of course I got my new live show broadcasting on Saturday, so I told him to work around that schedule. We'll see how we do here. Well, it's really trucking in now. Probably about another 15 minutes till it hits. See where it says holiday? That's right where I am. This is a close-up of my county. You can see the wall making the local radar here, and let's go back and see where it's at. Oh my. Yeah, we're under a watch until 11 tonight, so that's about 8 hours. Should be some tornadoes and stuff hitting. It's getting real close here. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit more, but it's going to hit all at once because we've got that buffer. You can see that very distinct line. That's where the winds are hitting each other, and it's just kind of rolling the clouds back and up. That's why it hits us and it slams with that red wall right there. Here it comes. Sky just went from this to that. That's the wall. You can see the clouds are really cruising. That's not sped up either. Here's what it looks like now. It's just starting to sprinkle. This has been up here since last week. There's I mean, it's solid water. I don't know if you can see the reflection, but all that's water. The whole thing. It's like a swimming pool. It's got to be 25, 30 gallons up there, at least. There's thunder. Fun, fun. And it's here. It is a driving rain. Wow. It's freaking going sideways. Woo. Well, some good news at least. It rained like buckets. I mean, it was pouring for the last half hour straight. It just let up. But that was intense. And nothing new happened. Just the same slow drip that's from the top, just ponding water. Nothing new happened. Didn't speed up at all. So it looks like that new edge worked. That's one good thing at least. So now on to just fixing the last problem. Well, that's it for today, guys. Heard back from the roofer, and he's got another couple of good ideas, since it looks like all the other repairs have worked, and it's just the ponding water doing it. He suggests basically building a second frame on top of this one, resloping it so it doesn't have any ponding water anymore, basically not make it a flat roof, and then tie it into the new roof that he put up there. So that might be an economical alternative. We'll see. See you tomorrow.